everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Peenum's Movie Criticism. So, everybody, thank you for coming and joining us, family. Thank you for joining us again. And if you're new, well, welcome to the family. Sit back, relax, and pull up a nice seat. Tonight, we're going to review Stephen King's The Long Walk. Aren't you excited, Miss P? All right, Miss P, you know what time it is.
Yes, I do. It is 6:39 of the year of our Lord, November the 14th, 2025.
You know what I'm talking about.
I mean, yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you know what I'm talking about.
You don't need no hype. You better hype yourself up. You don't need no hype. You better hype yourself up. You don't need no hype. You better hype yourself up. You don't need no hype. You better hype yourself up. You don't need no hype. You better hype yourself up. You don't need no hype. You better hype yourself
movie criticism with the hot sauce. P&M movie criticisms with the hypnotism. P&M movie criticisms hot. P&M movie criticisms with the hot sauce. We tell you everything that's hot and everything that's not. Isn't that right, Miss P?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yes, that is right. So, speaking of which, we got to rate this movie, and we rate it based on our hot sauce scale. Coming in at the top is the Carolina Reaper. There's nothing hotter, there's nothing better. It is pure silver screen perfection. Beneath that is the Ghost Pepper. It's hot, but it was missing a crucial element that keeps it from being the legendary Carolina Reaper. Beneath that is the Habanero. It was a good movie. You don't feel bad about it. You know, it was great for date night and family movies and so on and what have you, but that's all it is. And beneath that is a jalapeno. The jalapeno is just meh. Enough said. And beneath that is the bell pepper. Mild, bland. Throw popcorn on at the screen. Imagine Miss P doing that and saying boo at the same time, and also thinking about lawsuits and wanting your money back. So,
popcorn. Yep, just like that.
Popcorn. Boo, boo, boo. With that being said, how do you rate The Long Walk?
I would say it's a
a pretty solid
habanero.
habanero. A really, really crazy solid habanero.
Yes, because think Hunger Games meets Forrest Gump's running across America.
Pretty much. And you said the magic words. Hunger Games, Miss P. Hunger Games. If you like Hunger Games, it definitely gives you that feel. And for a lot of reasons too, right? Anyways, Miss P, let's see. You got the Peanut movie criticism.
Sure do. Now, starting at number 9 is, do we like it or do we love it? Number 8, is it historically accurate? Number 7, did it strike my emotions? Number 6, did it keep my attention? Number 5, what are the production elements and how do we feel about them? Number 4, the directing. Number 3, the quality of acting. Number 2, the sound quality and effects. And number 1, boop, 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 cinematography. My favorite.
So, did you like it or did you love it?
What? I mean, it was hard for me to love just because the gambit of the movie. Like, it wasn't like an easy movie that I could be like, oh, I loved it. No, because of the heartache and the dismay that it caused.
Yeah, I can see that. I had a strong like for it. Yeah, a very strong like for it. And that's about it. Can't say I loved it, but there were some definitely. I thought it was a very interesting movie that was a commentary of political war times and countries in times of turmoil, I think. But yeah, other than that, it's a strong like.
But see, here's the thing. Is it historically accurate? I think they were making a commentary on what's happening like now because you have the poor people that were from Louisiana, like the southern states that came all the way up there to do it. Then you had your kind of richer kids and then you had your kind of poorer kids.
True, you did. You did. And the thing about it, though, if we're talking about the times, when this book is a I mean, this movie is a Stephen King book, and it was written under one of his pseudonyms, Richard Bachman. So, and they've actually been working to get this film into production for maybe like 40 years. Can you believe that? I mean, and
Yes.
there's so many Stephen King books that have gone into production, but this book, I mean, this movie that they adapted to turn into a book though, and it goes by the same name. It has this relevance that even then I almost said Richard King, but it's Richard Bachman, but like that's a pseudonym, Stephen King. Even then,
Mhm.
it's still relevant though, because this is a while ago, like a long time ago. Like this book was actually published in 1979. So that doesn't even account for there's 10 years that this book is made, and then for 40 years they've been trying to make it into a book. I mean a movie. Hmm, interesting. Very interesting.
But you have to think about what was going on in 1979. We were still in the
Yeah,
Cold War.
we're still in the Cold War right now, I say. But that's a topic for another time.
No. Mhm. But I mean, if you look at the historical accuracy, it's about war-torn places,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see?
definitely, definitely. It is about war-torn places, and, the people are supposedly plagued by laziness. Yeah, let's give you a quick synopsis if you haven't already. The Long Walk is a dystopian horror novel by American writer Stephen King, published in 1979 under the pseudonym Richard Bachman, set in a dystopian alternative version of the United States ruled by a totalitarian regime. The plot follows the contestants of a grueling annual walking contest. They must continue walking until there is only one left. But if you get to be that one, you get to make any wish that doesn't overthrow the government, right? And you get an untold amount of riches. Let's talk about it because, like, I feel like even if you got 50 young men that you've walked with, bonded with, and you've witnessed every single one of them be murdered, you're not gonna be right after you get that money. What type of life,
And that's
right?
the reason.
Exactly. What type, like, the mental health issues you're gonna have. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I wouldn't be surprised if they had the money and then they committed suicide or something.
It seems about right because you're gonna have a lot crap ton crazy PTSD. You're gonna have a lot of that's
Mhm.
traumatic because you see the boys, some of the boys are really young and some of them are, older, and then some of them are really older, like, young adult. You have like the little kids, then you have the teenage kids, then you have the young adult
Yeah,
children.
you like your early 20 somethings, yeah.
And so is it historically accurate? As far as I know,
Yeah.
yes. Yes,
And I
it's
didn't read the
historically
book yet,
accurate.
so I also have to read the book and let you know, cause I love to read Stephen King books. "Hey, Stephen, what's up? Can I call you Steve?" Hey, but anyways though, yeah. Did it strike your emotion?
Yes, it struck my emotions. 100% it
Any
struck my
particular scene?
emotions. A scene that struck my emotion the most, I think, would be the ending. The ending really struck my emotion. The Asian guy, that struck my emotion. The black guy with the dreads with the radio, he struck my emotion. Uh, Everybody had a good story. Everybody had character arcs. I mean, most didn't, but a lot of them did, even if they did get shot in the head,
Very true.
killed that way.
Very true. I mean, it's not the type of character arc that is the old Disney, but it's a very drastic character arc, you know? So yeah, yeah, Hank's character, played by Hank Olsen, played by Ben Wong. Yeah, that was depressing. It all was very depressing, I would say. Yeah. Ugh. What's next, Miss P?
Each one of them, like, even though you wouldn't look at it like that, but each one of them had a very specific character arc and what they were meant to achieve and what they were meant to show and what they were meant to focus on.
True. True. Yeah, I think so. They did have their character arcs. They did have their character arcs because if you look at them, Cooper Hoffman, our protagonist, oh, he's the actor that plays our protagonist, Garrity, Mr. Garrity. He understands when David and say the actor's name is David Johnson. Let's see, but they don't have his name. The name of the character. Do you remember the name of Garrity's best friend? Yeah.
The black guy?
Let's see. Here.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I had to pull up another one.
I just know that he was in the
Yeah,
Hunger
he
Games.
was. Peter McBride. Peter McBride. Hey, Peter. Hey, Cooper. So, and then Stebbin is okay. So Cooper, remember the scene where Cooper's it's like, "This is the hardest thing I've ever done," but Peter says, "I have a good chance at winning simply because I've been walking all my life, running all my life." And
Mm-hmm.
he's able to lend some perspective to Raymond Garrity. And, it's like seeing a boy become a man is what we witnessed for Raymond Garrity. And then remember the stuffy one that was kind of like standoffish and snobby? Stebbins, the more wealthy. Even
Mm-hmm.
he had a character change. He gained some humility as well. In the beginning, just, pretty much out to win it. Like, this is a competition until reality sinks in. This is cold-blooded murder. Boom, 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 shot, 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 kill, kill, kill. It's not fun. Anyways, though, it was interesting, very interesting. There were some interesting character arcs, yeah.
Let me see. Did it
I
strike your
mean, oh
emotion?
yeah, especially that scene. It definitely struck the emotions. So it definitely pulls you in. This dystopian society and these boys, trying to each some of them that didn't make it and some of them that made it towards the end, trying to rewrite their destiny into something that's different. A destiny that was created by war. You want a peaceful destination, you want a peaceful life. So you don't want to have to go on this annual walk just so you can have a peaceful life, just so you can eat, just so you can have some money. Going on this walk just so you can have a great life, a good life, so you can thrive is sad. It's very sad. But this is the type of world that they grew up in, a totalitarian regime. It's very It's a lot of foresight in it, I think, especially because this book was written in 1979. This is before we were born. But you know what? In that decade, we had a lot of dystopian books, didn't we? Miss P?
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
You got really quiet.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you
you're
hear
really
me?
quiet.
Oh, yeah, because
Okay.
I was
But like
listening.
we had a lot of dystopian books, like 1984, The Handmaid's Tale. Fahrenheit 451. These are all dystopian societies with totalitarian regime. Seems to be a theme of the time, but despite that fact, it's still relevant. What's that?
The next thing is, um, did it keep my attention? Yes, 100% attention kept.
Yeah, it definitely kept my attention. It was a long walk for sure, but it definitely kept my attention. Yeah,
AKA the pun was also in the movie.
yeah.
Hmm. Let's see. But my thing about the whole thing, it kept my attention. I just, some characters I wish didn't have to die, didn't have to get shot. There's just, and it made you feel for them. It made you feel that human part, that humanity part.
Yeah.
Or you didn't want to necessarily feel like that kid with the long blonde hair.
Oh, you're talking about Gary
The one that
Barkovich, number 5, played by Charlie Plummer. Hey, Charlie.
mhm. Him. He had something wrong with him. He was like, I didn't do that. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. And then he had that self doubt the whole time.
Yeah.
and something was mentally
He
wrong with
he
him.
comes from he I think comes from a dysfunctional family, one of those dysfunctional families, because I've seen that before. I've seen that behavior, and I recognize it. This is a person with a turbulent past, not a bad person, but the environment in which this individual was nurtured just wasn't the best. It was an environment that had a lot of negativity in it. And that's Gary. That's what Gary does. Because Gary, he pushes this boy to the point where he gets killed, right? But, it's just, it's one of those things, right? It's one of those things that happens. But you know what? He got better. He learned. He had his character arc. He didn't realize how his actions would cause such repercussions, but he learned.
Yeah, but he learned in the most hardest, brutalish way.
Sometimes lessons are harsh.
Yeah, but he didn't like that's what made me like the movie because the people that deserved it. But then the rest of them didn't
No,
deserve it.
no, but that's the thing, right? That's the thing. Innocence. You have innocence dying.
The thing I didn't like it when who was that guy? He said I did it wrong. I did it all wrong. And he was hollering out for the other guy, the one that was from Louisiana.
Trying to remember who that was. I did it all. I did it.
The Asian guy. The Asian
Oh,
guy.
Ben. I mean, he plays Hank. Also,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And he kept screaming and he screamed for him and he wanted to turn around and help him. And he went back there and they all
Oh,
went and got
Arthur.
him. And he said, I did
Yeah,
it wrong.
Arthur.
Huh? Mm-hmm. And the guy that pooped in the middle
Yeah,
of the
that's
thing.
Arthur.
No, that was not Arthur. The guy that pulled down his pants and was pooping as he was walking because he wanted to have dignity.
Yeah,
And they were all like, just let it run down your legs. Just keep walking. And then the guy that was like, I want to be a writer. And his ankles and his feet were all jacked up.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, definitely go watch the movie so you can see it all. Yes. Yeah. What about,
Mhm.
huh?
Now, the production elements.
Yeah, production elements. So this was a $20 million movie.
It wasn't a box office flop.
No, it just worried everybody because it debuted with $11 million. But now it's picking up some steam, and it's released by Lionsgate, so it's got like now about $53 million, which that's pretty good because that's two times the budget right there. So you've got your, and plus you got your, that's your 40, then you got your 10 million. So it's not a flop. It's just for some people it started off slowly in the box office because him and The Long Walk debuted that during the same week, and him beat it. Him beat The Long Walk. And it's one of the highest grossing Stephen King movies to date now. And so that's also something to take note because it used to be, so in the beginning, Stephen King had let's see, what was that movie? I think it was Stand By Me. That used to be there. That was released years ago though. But yes. And also, did you know how many Stephen King books are coming out and turning into movies this year?
Just
There's a
about all of
lot.
them.
There's The Monkey, and there's Life of Chuck, and The Long Walk. So I thought that was very interesting. So yeah, I love Stephen King, but to see it come to life is also great. I'll be reading the books, making comparisons because movies don't compare to books. I will always think books are better. Nobody can convince me otherwise.
I'm a 50-50er on that one. Sometimes books are great, and then sometimes books are purely trash, and the movie actually makes the book better.
I've never had that experience.
I would say, uh, The Shining. The Shining was a great book. The um Coppola production of it was a adaptation, which was kind of a weird, creepy kind of thing. They've made that movie twice. One was a TV series movie, and one was the actual Kubrick film. Uh, Stephen King himself said he liked the TV series better than the movie.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, yeah, so a little trivia, a little knowledge of stuff, but sometimes books are purely garbage. Like The Hunger Games versus the movie. The movie brought the book to life better. It might be like a companion piece to the book because there's just certain things in the book where you can see it play out better in the movie because they take, verbatim, just like Twilight. Twilight was a great book, right? But the movie for me was better than the book.
Mm,
So just depends on what you
I
like,
guess.
I
I'm a
guess.
book person. Sometimes books, it's always nice to see them come to life, but movies are can never be long enough to really do a book justice. You really can't because there's just too many details in the book.
Lord of the Rings. No, Lord of the Rings was one that and those movies were like 3 hours
It still didn't
apiece.
capture everything though, but it wasn't supposed to. You remember that the
Mm-hmm.
director's cut, I think it was like 12 hours or something? I
Yeah,
fell
we
asleep.
watched it in the sack.
I
We
watched
watched it in the sack.
2 hours of it and fell asleep.
Oh, the sack was the student activity center, if
Yes,
y'all
in
are
our
wondering.
college, yes. But anyway, so yeah, the production elements, it's a very basic set, walking and everything, very basic locations. So they needed a good amount of plot to keep it interesting. So kudos for the filmmakers and everything, and also writing for creating a lot of plot and action for such a redundant location. Because that's all it is a road, it's a street, there's nothing to look at, nothing to see. The only thing that's holding this movie together is the acting and the plot. So that's pretty good. What about direct?
Okay. We did directing a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh,
I said, yeah, I was saying that the directing actually was pretty splendiferous. I loved it because when you can take something that's as bland as a road and trees and mountains and make me want to watch the movie, kudos.
that's right.
High five.
And that's right.
You
And the
did that.
reason why, we know Francis Lawrence. Hey, we know Francis because Francis is a well-known director. We know him from The Hunger Games.
AKA why it had a Hunger Game esque
Yeah,
feel
he
to
did
it.
The Hunger Games Catching Fire and The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. And what else? He also did Constantine and I Am Legend. Let's see, did he do all the yeah, he did. He did all the Hunger Games. Yeah, Mockingjay Part 2, The
Mhm.
Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Yeah, he did all of yeah, he did. He did. So yeah, Francis, of course he was able to bring this to life again because why? It's just, you need good plot and you had good plot. So very nice, Francis. Excellent work.
And let's see, the next thing would be number 3, the quality of acting. Everybody had a character arc, whether it be small, large, medium, or huge. Everybody
Yeah.
had one.
This is good acting, especially for actors we don't see a lot. We know some of the actors like Peter McVries, we've seen him in the Hunger Games. But I have not seen Cooper. And I don't have you seen Cooper in anything?
No, not
No.
before. Mm-mm. I don't know if he's a new actor or something, but he deserves to get Best Supporting Actor.
He did a really good job. Cause Cooper Hoffman, I was like, I have never seen this actor before. So let's see what you do. And he does good stuff. Let's see. He's from Old Guy in 2024, Saturday Night 2024. I didn't see any of these movies or Licorice Pizza. And he just started. Let's see. Licorice Pizza in 2021, Wildcat in 2020, and then Saturday Night in Old Guy in 2024. And now Poetic License in 2025 in The Long Walk. So he's a good actor. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That's what's up, Coop. That's what's up. So what about that sound quality and effects, Miss
Once again, my favorite thing was when the guy with the dreads, I don't know what his name is, but he had the radio.
Oh yeah. Yes, the radio. And he
Mhm.
was playing and giving morale and everything.
Mhm.
Man, they do not have him on either of my cast and crew lists. You can tell how the actors they take stock in, because they are not putting you on these lists. But I remember the actor with the lock. I remember him. They all had a nice life about them, and then we watched them all die. It was very depressing.
Yep,
Very de
because the last, like, 4 people, you really didn't wanna see him die.
I haven't from the first to the last one, I was just like, "This is just gonna get worse and worse." Like, the feet, the ankles, and then when Garrity loses his
I was like, "Oh, this ain't
but he
gonna
did
go
pretty
well."
well. He lost his shoes. Like, oh my gosh. Anyways, do you think you'd be able to keep up a pace of 3 miles?
Mm, I think that's crazy because that's borderline, like, running.
You do have to walk at a pretty good pace. I mean, this is a really sick and twisted competition. It really was. And the major, he's played by Mark Hamill, right? Isn't he in the Hunger Games?
No, Mark Hamill's Star Wars and the voice of Batman.
Yeah. Oh, also the Flying Dutchman and SpongeBob SquarePants. All right, Miss P. What about your favorite cinematography?
It was wonderful, actually. It made me happy because everybody got a chance. Oh my gosh, and the Indian guy, woo-wee, I felt bad for him. Like, well, he when he took the gun and
Oh
he shot
yeah,
the
the Native
guy.
American guy. Yeah, Collie Parker, number
Mhm.
48, played by Joshua Ojic. Hey, Joshua.
And he was like, basically like, "Why are you like this?" Did I say he was from the Hunger Games? Was he from the Hunger Games?
Honestly, I'm a book person. I would never have watched this movie ever, if not for Miss P. I'm all like, so when it comes to names and recognizing, like actors and things like that, yeah. Count on me to rep-
No, he's from Romulus. That's where I know him from. Wrong guy, wrong guy. He's from Romulus. He played the android in Romulus. That's where I was like, why do I know
Huh,
him?
yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, cinematography was good. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Well, the only thing I have to say is this, ladies and gentlemen. Be and be great. And always remember that sometimes books are just entertainment, but sometimes they're a commentary on the times. One day I would like to examine this, maybe from 1979 to 1989, all of the books that were written and their dystopianness, because we do know that we have the Cold War and we're going into the decade of the 80s, which is known as the decade of greed, right? So,
Mhm.
um, how this all ties together, I think there's always the historical standpoint of this. And I think that what we need to remember is this. No matter if we're in times of economic turmoil, keep your humanity. Keep your humanity.
Always.
Don't let it, right? Because we have the major. He's a sick guy. We're not gonna tell you what happens to the major. You know, if you root for the good guys, you're gonna be happy. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. We can't let we can't let our country be like majored or something. Sending people on gruesome long walks just so they can have a good amount of money to live their lives. I'm really interested in reading this book because I know that reading this book will provide context.
The stuff that we missed, yes.
Has it? I've read too many Stephen King books. I know it's there. I'm gonna read it, Steve. I'm gonna read it.
Mhm.
Anyways, What's next? Are we done here? You got anything else you want to say?
Oh,
No?
no. Look at the movie, read the book.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, everybody, if you want to watch something that's suspenseful, thriller, that's sad, and many people do consider it also a tearjerker, but it will keep your attention, go for it. Yeah, just be prepared to watch or listen to some happy music afterwards. You know, it's one of those movies. But until then, I'll see you next time. I'm Miss M, and I'm about this piece.
And I'm Miss P. Bye.